Section 1 Introduction. Commerce on the internet has come to rely almost exclusively on financial institutions serving as trusted third parties to process electronic payments. So we need to have all these third parties to make all the electronic payments possible. Keep in mind this paper is from 2008, but it's still valid. Like, you have crypto and BTC, of course, like trying to implement this, but you can't really do this effective electronic payments. While the system works well enough for most transactions, it still suffers from the inherent weakness of the trust-based model. So this trust-based model is that you still have to trust someone else when just you and me want to send a transaction to each other. We need to trust someone over there to be able to transact with each other. And that's what Satoshi tried to solve there. Completely non-reversible transactions are not really possible since financial institutions cannot avoid mediating disputes. So mediating disputes is to keep the customer or the user safe. It happened to me, like I had a mediating dispute. I think I was 15, first time I got my Visa card, and I was scammed over phone for some forex trade, or I can't really remember it. I had 20,000 Norwegian kroners on my account, and after he took my card information, it was minus 30,000. So he took 50,000 out of my account. And the bank started to send me letters, and then I need to contact them to say, hello, this isn't really me making this transaction, but my card information is at this other guy trying to take money from me. And the bank and also contacted the Visa, and they gave all the money back. So for me as a user, it was nice to have this possible way to dispute like a payment that was made. But of course, that costs a lot in resources and costs from both the bank and Visa. Okay, continuing. The cost of mediation increases transaction costs, limiting the minimum practical transaction size and cutting off the possibility for small casual transactions. And there is a broader cost in the loss of ability to make non-reversible payments for non-reversible services. So, of course, my mediation, it shouldn't be paid for by those who want to just make quick and fast transactions with each other. If two guys trust each other, they shouldn't pay for other costs of the system per se. I agree with Satoshi here. It's like it shouldn't be costly for this. With the possibility of reversal, the need for trust spreads. So having this disputing thing enabled, the trust need to be, I need to trust my bank and Visa to like being able to do this transaction. Merchants must be wary of their customers, hassling them for more information than they will otherwise need. So you've probably been there yourself, like you just wanting to buy something quick and you need to fill out so much information, and there's a lot of transactions we can do on the internet without like needing any information at all. Just that the payment is received and that the one who sent the payment gets the product or service. But that isn't possible either. Yeah. Merchants, yeah. These cost and payment uncertainties can be avoided in person by using physical currency, but no mechanism exists to make payments over a communication channel without a trusted party. So, of course, if you and me are in person, I can give you some cash in hand and you can give me the service or product right away. That way we are both there, we can both validate that this transaction is happening. But doing this electronically, that's harder, and that's the part of big problem Satoshi really solved there. What is needed is an electronic payment system based on cryptographic proof instead of trust, allowing any two willing parties to transact directly with each other without the need of a trusted third party. So we change out bank, Visa, any trusted third party that can validate the transaction, and instead use cryptographical proof with each other to being able to know that we had that transaction with each other. Like the seller of a service or product can validate that he got the payment without knowing the exact person who sent it, but the one guy who sent it if he wants to be identified for receiving the product, of course. Transactions that are computationally impractical to reverse will protect sellers from fraud, and routine escrow mechanism could easily be implemented to protect buyers. So of course, if it's very impractical to reverse, you need to redo all of proof work that is done, and that should be impossible by design. You make it very hard to reverse transactions, and therefore the sellers are protected from fraud from the buyers at least. And if the buyer needs or wants, can still have an escrow like any third party, or if it's a marketplace that could implement a third party that both parties trust. You can do that if you want to, but the payment with each other are still peer to peer, but we can have this escrow if we really want to. And sometimes you might want just that. In this paper, we propose a solution to the double spending problem using a peer-to-peer distributed timestamp server to generate computational proof of the chronological order of transactions. So of course, as explained in the abstract as well, we need or solve this double spending problem using this peer-to-peer distributed timestamp server. So we timestamp each block and with computational proof, like the proof of work in a chronological order, we can just link these timestamps to each other, unlocking it with all this hashing power. The system is secure as long as honest nodes collectively control more CPU power than the cooperating group of attacker nodes. So the last sentence here, we get spicy again with the ticker wars. Like, I guess if all the BTC nodes are honest, they have control of the network, and they do if they're attacking as well. But let's see if some other sections can give us an understanding of why BTC nodes might be the attackers. See you in the next one.